life.
Create shorts and remember the shorts.
No, I don't want.
بص العكس. هيك ولا
No. So, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق وعز المرسلين أبي القاسم محمد. So we said أعوذ, you seek the you seek what? Shelter and the protection. God does not only find a shelter for you. His mercy is not just a shelter. It helps you. It protects you. It finds you solution. Okay? So this is the advantage of أعوذ. So whenever you feel shaitan is taken over, whenever you feel you are weak, whenever you feel the enemies that are unseen in your life are threatening your life, threatening your present, threatening your future, hurting you, harming you, the first thing you have to remember what? To go back to Allah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. And a shaitan could be any bad thing. But mainly when we refer to it as a shaitan al-rajim, the first thing will trigger is what? Iblis, the devil. Clear? Then we talk about Ar-Rab. We said Ar-Rab is like the one who is in charge in, raising things properly, taking care of it. And that's why in Arabic we say Rabb al-Bayt, Rabb al-Safina. And we discussed this a lot. So it's telling us Allah is not just God, that He created everything, wal-iyadhu billah, and left it by itself. If we do that, we are not Muslimin, if we believe in that. Allah is alive. Allah is omni-knowing. Allah is omnipotent. Allah is powerful. And Allah did not create things and left it by itself. Yes, we have laws, but there is always laws we do not know, whether it's spiritual ones or something we did not yet discover as a human. So when you are in trouble, do not just look at your means, only your reasons, because if you do, you might fail, you might be hopeless. Always remember that Allah is watching us and Allah is willing to help and support because He is Ar-Rabb. He is in charge of things. Yani some scientists, they might tell you God is a gambler, wal-iyadhu billah. Oh, wow, we have a human. Wow, it's a surprise. No. Allah put laws, and those laws, some of them we were able to discover, some of them beyond our capabilities. And that's why we believe in dua. That's why we believe in sadaqah. Why? Because we do not just seek solutions from normal laws that we are aware of. Is that clear? That's very important. The last one, those are the questions from last meeting. Al-Khannas. Al-Khannas because it comes for a while and what? Leaves. Shaitan is not always nagging on you. It is a shaitan that gives you an idea and you say, no, a moment, I can't do this. And boop, disappeared because shaitan is weak. Shaitan is weak. Shaitan is good in marketing. Very good in marketing. Yani shaitan tells you, drink alcohol. No, I will never drink alcohol. Smell it. Taste it. Don't drink it, yahi. It's just a little bit. Sip it a little bit. Be around those who are drinking. You see their atmosphere. Try to give you what ideas. Then disappeared because it's weak. Once you show your protection and you seek Allah, Allah right away will protect you. It will make you strong. إن الذين اتقوا إذا مسهم طائف من الشيطان تذكروا فإذا هم مبصرون. A mu'min at a point might be weak, but his faith will take over eventually. A mu'min does not always stay in haram. No. Why? Because he seeks what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is that clear? This is al-khannas. Like what? Like the sun or the moon. It is there for a while, then disappears. And that's why they say there is big difference. They say, it could be right, could be wrong. They say there is a difference between ash-shaytan and our nafs al-lawwama. You know what's a nafs al-lawwama, isn't it? They say ash-shaytan sends you an idea, then goes away. A nafs inside you, the inner part of you, we say it has levels. The worst one is the nafs al-ammara bis-su'. And nafs al-ammara bis-su', try this, try this, try this, always nagging, pushing you to do haram. Why? Because it's built in. It's portion of you. It is not something, you know, like knocking on your door, trying to sell you something. No, it's inside you. Nafs al-ammara is not khannas, they say. Nafs al-ammara always what? Asking you to do something haram. We call this a nafs al-ammara bis-su'. Calls you to do su'. Su' means what? Bad things. Bad things, haram things. If you are strong, then you wake up, oh, I did something haram. I'm not going to do that anymore. This is, we call it now, from nafs al-ammara, we have now what? Nafs al-lawwama. Start blaming you. Don't do this again. Don't put me in hellfire. I'm weak, man. I cannot stand that hellfire anymore. Don't get me away from God. I need Him. This is nafs al-lawwama. Once you start blaming yourself and you know your weaknesses, you want to raise up and get stronger. Now this nafs will be what? Where no more sins. We call it a nafs al-mutma'inna. So a nafs al-ammara bis-su' is going to tell you, why don't you do drugs? You make money. Look at your friend. He's making money, big house, got a good car. You know, he's happy. You say, no, I'm satisfied. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is wise. And by obeying Him, Allah will compensate me in different ways. You are now here, what? Nafs mutma'inna. You do not feel that following the rules, you are bad. No, you feel content. You feel happy. And that's why Al-Imam Al-Hussein alayhi salam in Karbala, all this army against him, he did not give up. Why? Because his nafs is way, you know, connected to God. Nafs al-mutma'inna. Is that clear? The last one here, we have al-waswas. Al-waswas, min waswasa, they say it is whispering in English. It is the sound of al-hili. Okay? When you put al-hili together, like, you know, when a ring scratches another ring, you hear small noise. So it's like a shaitan, it has very weak voice. Shaitan is not strong. Never the shaitan is strong. Unless you are on his side, tough luck. Then he is strong. It's like you tell me a virus. What's a virus, man? Maybe if you put it under, let's say, 50 Celsius, or let's say 210, let's say Fahrenheit. I'm not doing here the math, okay? It will die. Well, it's virus. But if that virus gets into you, can you get rid of it that easy? No. Like you look like the coronavirus, for instance, isn't it? Once it's in your body, it's challenging. But that same virus, if it's away, can that virus hit you? Hurt you? No. Maybe it's a little bit of temperature might kill it. Okay? Like the AIDS, for instance. AIDS at certain temperature will die. But our body does not reach that temperature. That's why we get infected. Some creatures, they don't get infected. Clear? So this is a quick recap of last meeting. Any questions? Questions. Now our new surah. Our new surah is about al-falaq. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما شو من شر ما خلق. Okay, again, the surah start Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. For those who are new, we Shia, Muslim Shia, believe that Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is portion of every surah that is mentioned in. Some Sunni scholars, they have different opinions. Some of them, they say it might be. Some of them, they say no, it is not, just it is a separation. Okay? And some other, topics. In our school of thought, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, when it is mentioned in the Quran, it is portion of the surah. But we have different opinion. So when I say, for instance, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alif Lam Mim, are those one ayah or two ayah? Or Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Qul a'udhu bi rabbil al-falaq. Are those two ayah? Yani Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq ayah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim ayah? We have different opinions. Some of them they say yes. Some of them they say no. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, it's like counting from 0 to 0. Then Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq will be number 1. Some of them they say no, they are one ayah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq. It's one ayah. And but regardless of their opinions, it's considered portion of the Quran. And I can tell you, if you go check the copy, the oldest copy of the Quran, it is in Birmingham, Britain. They have one of the oldest. It's dated back to the time of the Prophet. It has portion of Surah Maryam and Surah Taha. And you can see between Surah Maryam and Surah Taha, they have separations, so no one can write anything or add anything between the two surah. So that empty space is filled up with like scratches. After it, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Taha. That will tell you it is not just what? An opening of the surah. Yes?
During prayer, if you don't say it, does it still count?
Yeah, it's a problem.
Okay.
It's a problem. For some Sunni people, no. Some scholars. Okay? Any other question? So let's say we are praying Salat al-Ayat. Can I count Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim as one ayah? In Salat al-Ayat, the shortest way, you have to have five ayah of a surah, isn't it? One of the ways. Some scholars, they say, no, it's not counted. That's why you go to Surah, Inna anzalnahu fi laylat al-Qadr. It's Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim plus 5 ayat, 5 verses. Okay, Qul huwa Allahu ahad would be Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and 4 verses. You know what I'm talking about, isn't it? Okay. Now we come to the surah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Qul a'udhu. Why we said Qul here? Anyone can remind us? Quran is saying, oh Muhammad, say. Who he's gonna say? Why it is ordering him to say? Yes. Allah is the author of the Quran. Allah is the one who delivered Quran. It's a good evidence that it is not written by the Prophet. Otherwise, the Prophet is not going to say, oh Muhammad, say. If I'm the author, I'm not going to say, oh Ibrahim, say. I would say right away, I say. Isn't it? So that's one of the reasons. Second, to tell us something very important. That this is very important. If the Prophet is ordered to say it, you as the followers of the Prophet, you have to say it. Because your leader has to say it. What about you? It is important for you. Is that clear? So if the leader, like, leading by examples, if the leader has to say this, guess what? Who has to say it as well? We. If he is in need of saying it, definitely we are in need. He is the ma'soom. And Alaykum assalam wa ikram. And there is a story here from Sunni resources. We'll discuss it inshallah next meeting. What is the reason the قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ وَقُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ was delivered? The Sunni resources, they say because of black magic. And they claim that the Prophet was... do we believe in this? That's what we are going to be discussing, inshallah, next meeting. Not now. Let's go over the surah quickly. We memorize this surah, Sheikh. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ مِنْ شَرِّ مَا خَلَقَ. Is that right? وَمِنْ شَرِّ غَاسِقٍ إِذَا وَقَبَ وَمِنْ شَرِّ فِي الْعُقَدِ وَمِنْ شَرِّ. So the common thing in this surah is the word what? شر. يعني منبلش قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق من شر النفاثات في العقد من شر يعني common word is شر. What does شر mean? شر. If I want to write it in English, it will be like that. شر. I don't know. Okay? Don't ask me about the transliteration. What's shar? Usually in the translation will be evil. Okay. What's evil? A big subject, we'll discuss it in a bit. What's evil? Do we have something called evil? Why it's important to know what's evil? Let's go with the surah now. I'm going to go over the words, then we'll talk about the general meaning of the surah, then we'll talk about details because this surah might take us more than one session. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. Al-Falaq, what is it? We have different opinions, but in Arabic, what's Al-Falaq? بلبنان لما بنشتري خبز شو بنقول؟ فلقة. شو فلقة يعني؟ يعني, you know, you have this brown and white. You know, you take it two pieces, مش هيك؟ بنسميها فلقة خبز. الفلق, you split things aside. You split them. Al-Falaq, they say one of the meaning of it is morning. Why? Because the light get rid of the darkness. If you go during the dawn time, you're going to see what? The light horizontally, the dawn, start coming up little by little, getting rid of the darkness in between the land and the sky. So we call it what? Al-Falaq. Also Al-Falaq, Al-Habbi, seed. Okay, you plant that seed, start splitting, and you start seeing what? Sprout. صح؟ هذا بنسميه فلق. الله بالقرآن بيقول فالق الإصباح فالق الحب والنوى. مش هيك؟ So al-falaq means this. You separate two things. Not just cutting it. No, you separate it. Sometimes you cut, but you do not separate it. Here, no, you separate it. To show the power, and there is advantage of it. You wake up early morning. The previous day, you were nervous, you were sick, you are pessimistic, you were, you know, in the troubles. Now this is a new day, you are afraid. Allah is telling you what? Start your day and say, قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. أعوذ, what does it mean? We said, we seek protection, refuge. Check. When? In Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So right away, you leave your pessimism aside and you feel that Allah is protecting you and Allah is the one who is capable in removing things and creating what? New things out of it. From the darkness, I can see light. From that small seed, I can see green sprout coming out. From my darkest moment, Allah is capable to get out of it a solution for me. This is a deeper meaning than the literal meaning. Is that clear? So that's why Al-Falaq, it gives you action. It gives you what? action, shows action. You feel that Allah is with you. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. Who is responsible about this process? Ar-Rabb. We said Ar-Rabb means what? Living being that is monitoring and raising things properly, Sheikh. In charge of things. Rabb. So Rabb al-Falaq is whom? Who is the Rabb of Allah? So Allah is telling you, why are you worried? I am in charge. I am in charge of this new day. Don't be afraid of it, from it. I am the charge of everything that is growing from this seeds and that thing. So you feel what? Protected. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. So why are you going to be worried today? Go back and seek His protection. Then the ayah continue. مِنْ شَرِّ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ مِنْ شَرِّ مَا خَلَقَ. Oh, you are worried as a human. You are worried. Maybe you have bad neighbor. Maybe you have bad friend. Maybe you have bad, job. Maybe someone is threatening you. Maybe you are in a big problem. Maybe you have business problem, money problem, health problems, health issues. Life never is going to end. When it comes to what? It's going to be out, of problems. It's not going to be out of problems. So here you say, من شر قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق. Oh, here we have a big topic. We discussed this previously. من قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق. Who would like to translate this for us? من شر ما خلق. What does it mean? Shar means what we said? Evil. ما خلق. This is to ما خلق. خلق here means created. Okay, من شر ما خلق. شو يعني هون? Can you tell me the translation from your iPhone, iPad, whatever?
From the evil that created.
From the evil that he created? What do you think? Anyone else?
God does not create evil.
God does God create evil? So why he created shaitan then? If no, we'll come to this.
From the evil of the created?
Huh?
From the evil of the created?
From the evil that he created? ما نفس الشيء يعني.
From the evil of whoever he created, right?
That's a different topic. Yeah. Would you have a translation? No? Anyone has a translation? Check your phone. It's for free, unless they charge you.
Whatever you created,
Huh?
from the evil of whatever you created.
Okay. So we have two translations here. One of them is wrong. It is wrong to translate this, the evil that God created. That's wrong. In Arabic, we don't have this. Here we say, من شر ما خلق. هون الإضافة بنسميها منشئية. يعني من منشأ الشر الذي يخرج من الخلق. يعني I created something and I am seeking refuge from the evil of that thing. Not because I created it. No, I did not create. Example, I made this knife. I am afraid of being hurt by this knife. Did I create evil? No. But that knife could be harmful. God created everything. It's either you use it the proper way or the wrong way. It's either will be good for you or it could be bad for you based on situation and circumstances. Example, you tell me, wallah, this earthquake or volcano, let's say, ruined this nice, beautiful forest. You tell me this is God, this is what God created. He created evil. I say, no, it's evil to you. But for nature, maybe I need such kind of circumstances. It's good, long term, it's better to have it. So this will lead us to a big philosophical argument. Inshallah, we'll discuss it later on. Did God create shar, evil? The question would be, what's shar? Tell me something shar that God created. خلينا الشيطان على جنب, okay? Give me one thing that is shar. Give me. I'm here, listening. Give me one thing that God created and it is evil. God created a human. صح? هلا how they raised him, different story. How his genetics came together, that's different story. يعني he was not a monster. يعني otherwise شو عنا شيء God created as evil? Let's see. Snake? Snake is evil? It's evil for some snakes, you know, they are not poisonous. Garden snake. And some of them, they are good for nature because they go after mice and, you know, other reptiles. Something evil that God created. Let's see. Is there anything? Jinn? Jinn is like a human being. They are good and bad.
Are jinns also created pure like babies?
Like us. How they are created, I do not know. But like us, we have good of them and bad of them. أعطوني شيء هيك 100% evil. Let's see. So that's why the philosophers, they say, Ash-shar is not a created. Ash-shar, it's a perspective. The way you look at things, you consider it what? Shar. By itself, it might not be shar. Example, is the sleeping good or bad? Sleeping is good or bad? Good. Let's say you are a nurse and you have to protect someone's life and you sleep on your job and that guy passed away. That sleeping is good or bad? Okay. You are driving. You take a quick nap while you're driving. You're not driving Tesla, okay? For a new generation. And you get into accident. Sleeping here is good or bad? Bad. But we just said the sleeping is good by itself. And just name it. You tell me, you know, killing someone is bad or stabbing someone is bad. If it's a crime, it is bad. But if I'm cutting him to do a surgery, is it bad? No, it's not bad. Sometimes certain tools that the doctors use, you will consider it like horror movies. Oh, no. I don't want to do this. Okay? Is that clear? Okay. You can enter that field and know what I'm talking about. So shar it's a perspective thing. What could be good to you could be bad to others, and vice versa. And that's why they say another definition of shar, if not a perspective thing, they say the shar is the absence of good. The shar is the absence of good. Example, you have a cup, you close it tightly. The water will be preserved and it stays clean inside. Sheikh? Let's say now we open it, it is empty. What's going to be filled off? Dust, just name it, dirt. Sheikh? Why? Because the good now is absent. Put something good to protect it, it will be protected. To you, this is bad. But for nature, this is the course of nature. Because of these kind of laws, you existed. You were nothing. What's your origin? Mud. What's mud? Dust, water, some bacteria came together, some amino acid, RNA, DNA stuff. You look at it, this is the way nature is. So they say evil is the absence of good. It is not that God created evil. That's the wrong statement. God does not create evil. God is the absolute goodness. Clear? I'm sorry I took much time on this. Is that clear? Now, question for you. War, is that evil or not evil? Evil. So why God let wars happen? يعني هلا ما في solution إلا this way?
Well, what do you say he didn't let it happen, but it's a consequence of the humans?
Very good. Allah did not create wars. في عندنا مطرح الله خلق wars؟ ما عندنا. The war is actions of human. So we go back to the ayah, and I seek refuge from the evil of what was created. And one of them, a human, that they kill each other, one of them. So war, it is done by human beings. And that's why we see in Islam, for instance, the Prophet stayed with Quraysh 10 years. He did not fight them. Always telling them the Quran, talking to them through Quran, opening dialogue. They destroyed their houses. They boycott the Prophet. They hurt families. They killed the parents of Ammar bin Yasir, and just name it. Yet the Prophet did not fight back, because there was a gray area. I might find a peaceful solution. The only time the war was permitted is to defend yourself, not to kill others. And that's why in Islam, during the war, you are not allowed to wound a person. You are not allowed to hurt a woman. You are not allowed to kill an elderly. You are not allowed to poison water. You are not allowed to destroy a tree, and just name it. That's 1,400 years. It is 10 times better than this new modern nations that consider themselves, mashallah, yani, very civilized. I don't know what's civilization anymore. So that's Islam. So Islam is telling you there is shar, but the shar is not created. The shar, it's either relative, it's either based on your perspective, it's either the absence of the good that you are looking for. Example, death. You tell me, Sheikh, this is a young kid, got cancer, passed away. Umru, couple months. Mish haram? That's evil. Yani God created evil. Ya Habibi, no. God created laws. And He told you, the life in this 3D that we are living in, okay, or more, in this platform, it is limited. It is not perfect. Perfection is not here. We don't have any ayah or hadith that says this life is perfect. Allah بيقول لي الله خلق كل شيء perfect. يا حبيبي الله عم بيقول لك this is not the perfection. Where's the perfection? Hereafter. When you leave this body and your spirit start enjoying different body with different, factors. So this kid, how are we gonna find or understand what happened to him? How come God did not help him? Who told you He did not help him? First of all, He gave them the existence. The soul of this kid will never vanish. Second, Allah will compensate him a better life, eternal, immortal life, staying forever in heaven, happy and not bothered, not even questioned. Third, he will be a good help and support for his parents in Jannah. Third, it might be the incentive for humanity to pay attention to their pollutions that cause such kind of health problems. Fifth, who told you that God did it? Did you check what their parents did? What kind of intoxication they were involved in? What kind of a polluted area that they were living in? Did you check that? Allah created laws, and for every action, for instance, there is a reaction. Sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, based on His wisdom, does not just let things run through. It is what? Normal cases. There is a divine intervention. But this is not the normal way. This is what? The exception. The exception. Yani halla, you tell me, what is the probability that a person in Arabia, his name is Imam Hussein bin Ali bin Abi Talib, got killed in a remote area called Karbala? People will keep remembering him after 1,400 years. What's the probability? It's impossible. You know how many revolutions happened before Imam Hussein and after Imam Hussein? But who is always taken the symbolic seen in Islam? Imam Hussein. You tell me this is natural? No, there is something hidden here. What's the probability a person, his name is Muhammad bin Abdullah, is telling people this is Quran and this is the Quran, it is from God. And in the Quran it says, we delivered this Quran and we are going to protect it. After 1,400 years, is the Quran protected? Yes. By normal laws, what should happen? Look at the hadith. Is every hadith from the Prophet accurate? No. Every ayah in the Quran accurate? Yes. Why? This is not normal ways. في هون شيء hidden. And that's why, brothers and sisters, as I started my lecture, do not only depend on your materialistic solutions. We always have shortcuts we do not know. And we reach those shortcuts after we do our homework. We reach them through dua, sadaqah, taqwa. If you are pious, Allah will compensate you, will help you, will find you solutions, and just name it. So, we start. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq min sharri ma khalaq. Anything that you are worried of, afraid from, remember, overall, its source, it's a creation that in the hand of God. So if God can stop the source, definitely can stop the consequences, which is the evil. Don't be afraid. I created the source. So its impact will be limited, will be controlled. من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب. الغسق, one of the meaning of it is what? Night. Waqab, they say, when it starts. Okay, it starts taking over, like a liquid. Start taking over, filling the area with its darkness. Like you have water and you add to it a dark color. The water starts spreading, that color start spreading, taking over. A day full of light, full of action, all of a sudden you start seeing it coming to darkness, silent. People are sleeping. You will be shocked. يا عمي هلا هيدي هي the city that I saw like 2 hours a day, 2 hours ago. Subhanallah. Okay? Allah is referring to this maybe indirectly for us. Why? Because usually at night, problems start happening. At night, it's easier for bad people to move around. Check? During the day, they are worried. People are awake, paying attention. So that's why early morning, if you are afraid of this new day, remember Allah is in charge. And if you are afraid of night and the events that might occur at night, or because of your nightmare, or because of so many things that might occur at night, remember also is Allah with you, and you have to seek what? His protection. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب. Good. I'm not going to go through the etymology of the word غسق or waqab, okay? Now, if you are interested, I can send it to you. Okay. Are you interested to know what's al-waqab and ghasaq and why we call them ghasaq and waqab? Okay. How good you are in Arabic? Good? Okay. So, the first thing is, when it comes to من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا شو وقب. The first question would be, why I started من شر ما خلق والغسق إذا وقب. Why ومن شر غاسق? Why I repeat the word shar before I come to the Arabic meaning? Why? Emphasis. Yeah, exactly. Why I need this? To prove the point more. Okay. Al-ghasaq When we say al-ghasaq here, it means what? Al-ghasaq. Al-ghasaq means, as I said, nowadays, if I want to look at the translation, it is what? Night. But that word did not start, the root of the word is not what? Night. So I'm going to give you quickly a good reference so you can check it out. Okay, if this works. Welcome to Microsoft. What's my password? Okay. So if I look at al-ghasaq in Arabic, since some of you asked for it, أغسق انصب. You remember I gave you an example? Like you pour dark liquid into your cup. Start taking over. So they say غسق الليل وأغسق means what? انصب. What's انصب? And start pouring in. As very similar to the analogy that I gave. And that's why حميما وغساقا إلا حميما وغساقا. Why we call it حميما وغساقا? غساقا means it's a liquid. Okay. So now we have وقب. What's الوقب? تدل على غيبة شيء في مغاب. يعني وقب يعني أدخل شيء في شيء. It was day. I start filling it with darkness. It took over. Okay? So this is وقب. في الجبل نقرة يجتمع فيها الماء. يعني واحد هيك بالتعبير اللبناني حفر شيء وجمع شغله، هذا اسمه شو؟ وقب. بنسميه الوقب. الوقب في الجبل نقرة يجتمع فيها الماء. والوقبة نقر نحو البئر في الصخر تكون قامة أو قامتين. So هون عندنا إذا وقب يعني إذا start coming in and taken over because it is filling everything. وقبت الشمس يعني دخلت. Okay, anyway. هلا عندنا the last thing here نفث. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد. I'm gonna stop here. Maybe what's the time now? Yeah, because I have to keep some time for questions and answers. But I want to show you here what are some good ideas from certain scholars. They said, look at this comparison. Why you as a scholar, you said waqab, afwan, al-falaq means early morning. Wal-ghasaq, you consider it what? Darkness. Why? He says, because it is like they go in parallel. Early morning you are afraid, worried, you seek Allah. Why? Because trust me, some people, they wake up and they are, without paying attention, destroyed. Ya Allah, Allah, I have to drive my car, accident. What if I have a flat tire? What if? بتلاقي بيخاف بعد شوي بيرجع, you know what, I'm going to go back to sleep. So many risk assessment, useless risk assessment. Don't we have these people? Especially if there is death in the family. If death in the family, let's say someone passed away because of heart attack or cancer. Oh, right away. Let me go check with my doctor, see what's happening. He's worried. Maybe he's not going to sleep the whole night. Allah is telling you, when you get your new day, wake up and trust Allah and ask His protection. So you cool down. Why? Who's protecting me? Allah. Not just your pills and your yoga or meditation. No. And when it comes to night, some people, they are afraid to sleep. Why? We see so many scenarios, they ask us these questions. Sheikh, what if while I'm asleep, I die? Or I could not breathe anymore? Or this, or I have a nightmare. Or spider, will be, crawling on. يا عمي شوي شوي. So Allah شو بيقول? Well, if you have such kind of imaginations or concerns, remember, before you go to bed, it is mustahab. مش أنا عم بخترع يعني. It is mustahab before you go to bed or while you are in bed, recite قل أعوذ برب الناس, recite قل أعوذ برب الفلق, recite مثلا قل هو الله أحد. They say recite آية الكرسي, تسبيحة الزهراء, يعني الله أكبر 34 times, الحمد لله 33, سبحان الله 33. And by that, you are what? Protected. If Allah is protecting you, you don't care about any other protection. Allah is with you. And where we see the advantage of this, brothers and sisters? In a critical time. هلا imagine انتوا هلا بلبنان, all this happening around you. Sheikh, who's going to protect you? Your strength? Your food? Your vitamins? Your house? ما كله is shaking يعني. شو بيفضل عنكم الهوب؟ Allah. So while reading Quran, you feel you are gaining strength. And if you sleep while reading Quran, you will get hasanat while sleeping. So don't ever give up. Recitation. Why always recitation? Because Allah knows what's good for our spirit. ما كان في الله يخلقنا وكل واحد يحط له download a file. مش هيك؟ By default, you have Quran embedded. لا, does not work. You have to recite. Why? It gives you power, energy, strengthen your behavior. It makes you wake up. It makes you more connected. It gives you positive energy. Okay? So we stop it here. What we are going to have, inshallah, later on, النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. What's حسد? What's the difference between حسد and صيبة العين? Another thing is it really we had the black magic in Islam? يعني هلا لما أنا two couples, they come to me, Sheikh, we got married and I found this something written, on a paper hidden on my door. From the time I saw this and our relationship is disastered. يعني كدبينه, we say, كدبينه. يعني black magic. Is there something like this? Wallah, how come, the business was all doing good? All of a sudden, my friend came to my store and said, wow, you are making lots of money. And from that day, I'm not making any money. Is that صيبة عين? Do we believe in صيبة عين? Or there is no صيبة عين, يعني evil eye. وهالشغلات يعني our inshallah next session, next time will be more dynamic with more examples, okay? Which some of them already discussed before. Now we stop it here. You get the idea what's al-falaq, khalaq, shar, waqab. We got those? Okay? We stop it here inshallah. And Monday is going to be our around 7:40. We're going to do our Qur'anic sciences. Next Saturday, we'll continue tafsir Surah Al-Falaq. Sallu ala Muhammad wa alihi.